All right, so let's see here. This is my third video of objects. Now, in my list, I'll do this one next, this employee class and employee management system, but that one's harder. So I try to progress through and do the hardest ones for last. So I'm going to do this one first. So the first one's called retail item class, and then retail item is going to work with a cash register class. So we're going to be using multiple classes here. So let's write a class named retail item that holds data about an item in a retail store. The class should store the following data attributes: item description, inventory, in units in inventory, price. Once you have written the class, write a program that creates 3 retail item objects and stores the following data in them. Okay. Let's see here. So, let's see. I've got my just Python object-oriented programming, so I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it retail item class. Okay, so all right, so we're going to have what? Class retail item. All right, so we're going to create our initial constructor. We had units, right? And last one is what? Price. So all I'm going to do is then also create set and get methods for each one of these, all right? And that will be our let me see this. These are my old ones. So and then down here. All right. So we'll define a set and it needs to take self and item description. And we'll say self. And then what is this going to be? Unit. Set unit. got price. Okay, so item description, unit, and price. So that sets them. And then we'll do the same thing here, only we'll just get them. Okay, and instead of this, we'll return and then I gotta get rid of that because you're not passing information to it, you're just accessing it and getting it. Now let me think here. We're going to make sure this is the only one that's a number, so we want to make sure that a float's returned. I think this is good. I'll have to test it here in a second. Save as. I got two different object oriented. It's this one. There you go. So we'll call this one retail item. Say save. All right. So in order to test that, we now need to open up a new, and I'm just going to call this one file, save as, and I'm going to call it main retail item class. I don't know. All right, so from retail item, import the retail item class. So from the retail item, this right here, from this file, import the retail item, okay? So we'll define a main function, and we'll just call main down here. And we could say, item 1 equals retail item, and give it some information. Let's see here. Jacket 12 and 59.95. Item 2 is a retail item that is a designer jeans, 40 of them, and they are $34.95. 3 equals retail item price. No, why am I looking at price? Shirt. There's 20 shirts, and they are $24.95 a piece. So then we can print this stuff. The list of available items is displayed below. Item 1.get maybe we want to do it just kind of like this instead. We could say, I'm going to pause it. I need to look and see how to do a tab in here to real quick. All right. Should have known it's exactly like C++ or Java. It's a -T. Let's do this. Description. Units in inventory. And then what price? So we'll try doing this and see how it goes. Units, let me unit. This probably needs to be a string as well. So what do you get? Price. Let's see what happens here real quick. All right, what is it not like? Oh, yeah, duh. Of course that's going to create errors. Okay. You got to put the parentheses in. Okay, let's do this. Probably put another. All right, description, units, price. Okay, cool. So actually I'm going to do all right, that looks pretty good. I mean, that looks like, you know, what we got here. It's printing up everything the same. Now the only thing I got to do is I got to add in unit 2 here and unit 3. 2, 3, 3, 2. Let's run this again. Yeah, the designer jeans. Let's see here. Probably get rid of one of these on here. See how that runs up. I don't know. Like I said, that looks good to me. That's the first part of this. So, second part. So we got retail item. It tests. We printed it. We've checked it. Now, I'm not testing the set ones again right now, so it's not a big deal to me. They work. If I test them, they would work. Well, you know what? That's bad. That's bad coding. So let's say we were like, oh, we don't like designer jeans. Okay, let's say we do item 1 dot set underscore item description. We'll do this for item 1 just to test it, okay? So let's say instead of designer jeans, for item 1, it's a jacket. Let's say it's a designer jacket, okay? And the designer jacket item 1 dot set unit. We only have 2 of them, and then item 1 dot set price, and the price is $99.99. So now let's try this real quick, just because it is a good idea to test everything. All right, so let's see here. So let me. So set description, item description, set unit, set price. Oops. Jumping through Java in my head. What does it say? Item is not defined. Well, it's a good idea that I did test this, okay, because this should be item right here, not item description, because item gets defined and just assigned into there. So let's try this now. Again, always test, because even if it looks right, it's probably not, even right here. I'm going to pause it again and look for it. Okay, I actually had it right. I just didn't save the class. So now it's saved, and so if I have a designer jacket now, instead of just a jacket, and there's 2 items, and it's $99.99, all right. But I am going to... So that shows that my set methods work, but I'm just going to keep it like this for the next one, all right? So again, this is kind of like 2 programs in one. So I've tried to do 2 in each video. All right, so cash register. Okay, this exercise assumes that you have created the retail item for the programming class. Create a cash register class that can be used with a retail item class. So the cash register is going to have to import from the retail item. Okay, the cash register class should be able to internally keep a list of retail item objects. It should have the following methods: purchase item. Okay, cool. Let's go purchase item. Let's just start this. So file, new. And I'm going to call it cash register. All right, so let's see if I can shrink this down. All right, so we want to, because it wants to keep a list of retail items, from retail item import retail item, class cash register. So we will initialize our init constructor Okay, so it should be able to internally keep a list of retail item objects. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We'll say define init self. So we're not going to pass anything to it. Self dot items equals a blank list. The method name purchase item that accepts a retail item object as an argument. Each time the purchase item method is called, the retail item object that is passed as an argument should be added to the list. Okay, so yeah. So there's our items list, and we'll just append to it our retail item object that we pass into it. And then if it hits this, we're just going to throw a message in. It says the item was added to the cash register. All right, so a method named purchase accepts should be added to the list. So we just append it. Okay. The method named get total that that returns the total price of all the retail item objects stored in the cash register objects internal list. So get total. So method returning the total cost of items at the cash register. So for the item in our items list, we'll do total equals total plus the item dot get underscore price. Okay. So we're just adding, we're getting the price from the retail item class and adding it in. And then we need to, it gets the total, so it needs to return that total. So we'll just return total. Okay. Third one, okay, method name show items that displays data about the retail item objects stored in the cash register objects internal list. All right, so define show items. So same thing for item in items. We'll just print item.get description. Get the description. Print and we'll print a blank line, because if they have multiple items in the cash register, then we'll print a line in between. What's the last one? It says a method named clear that should clear the cash register's internal object or object's internal list. So a method that clears the contents of the cash register. So in your items list, remove the item. And that should clear it out. So I could have errors in here. I think I did this right. We're going to do a bunch of testing in here and write the rest of this, all right? So first thing we're going to need to do, well, let me make sure I even did that in here too. Cash register. Okay, all right, cool. So right in here, we're going to use cash register. So we'll say from cash register, import cash register. Okay. Should have spelled that right. Cash register, cash register. Okay, cool. So, right here, testing purposes. Sorry, I don't know if the video's cutting this edge part off here, but we can create a register object and set it equal to the cash register. I don't know, we'll do select item is going to equal yes. And this will be our loop. So while selection. So this is basically going to be, what does it say? Demonstrate the cash register class in a program that allows the user to select several items for purchase. When the user is ready to check out, the program should display a list. So we're going to basically, hey, what do you want to purchase? What do you want to purchase? What do you want to purchase? Basically. Or, do you want to purchase another item? So selection, select item, and we're going to do dot upper as long as that's equal to yes. So they enter a Y or an uppercase Y. So print, please enter the name of the item to be purchased. Item equals input. Okay. If item dot upper is equal to item 1 dot get item description. Make sure it's uppercased. Register dot purchase. So add that to the list. So remember, this appends it to the lists. If, and this should be item 1. All right, so let's see here. Actually, this is not item 1. This right here is item 1. Okay, cool. So if the item that the user enters is equal to the item 1, object item 1, then we're going to pass it into the purchase item method, and that will be appended onto the, let's see back here, the items list. Okay, right here, items. Okay. Else, if item that the user enters is equal to item 2, then add item 2 to the list. Else, if we add, if it equals item 3, we would add that on there. And then finally, we'll just have an else statement where, because we could make this list of items as long as we want, but we're only going to test with 3 different items. So if they don't enter one of the 3 items, we'll just say print item not available. Okay. And so then we select item again, and we'll say input, do you want to select another item? Okay, if they enter no, we'll just, if they want to enter another item, they'd go in here, enter another item. If they enter no, they're going to get out of that while loop, and we'll do print the list of items you have selected to purchase include, and then what do we do? Register dot show items. So we're going to show all of our items in our list, and then we'll do a print the total price of the items you have selected to purchase. The total is okay, let's run this and see if this works. Hopefully I don't have any errors. Okay, so these are the items. Please enter the name of the item to be purchased. I'll say a jacket. What's wrong? Purchase item missing positional argument retail item. Okay. So we go to the cash register. Register dot purchase item. Purchase item, retail item. So we append that on. I'm going to pause it. All right, I figured out the error. I kept looking in here going, item was being passed in, and it's not being, it's acting as if it's not being appended here, because it's expecting the retail item class or item to be put in there. But anyway, register is messed up because I didn't do the class after that. So it never initializes the constructor right here and never creates items, and so it creates all sorts of problems here. So I think that should fix it. So let's try it. Hopefully it fixes it. Jacket. Okay, the item was added to the cash register. Yes. Shirt. I'll say no. The list of items you have selected to purchase include. So that's all wrong. Either way, we got through here. So what's wrong here? Show items in register.getTotal. Make sure I'm spelling all this right. All right, there's always lots of testing. Probably because I had that commented out. Let's do this again. I bet that fixed it. It commented out the append, and so let's try this. Jacket. Yes. Shirt. No. Okay, name ITE is not defined. This is probably going to be an easier fix. Yes. Because it should be what? Item. Now let's run this again. So jacket, yes. Shirt, no, we won't do that. Has no attribute, get description. Okay. Object, okay. Let me look in here real quick. Item description. Item I don't know, get item description. Oh, duh. I did get description. Get item description. All right, let's try this again. All right, so jacket, shirt. There we go. So the jacket was $59.95. The shirt's $24.95. The total price is $84.95. Okay, let's try it again with a different one. Designer jeans and jacket. Designer jeans $34.95, jacket $59. Okay, cool. All right, good. This is done. And you saw how much I tested on this. There's a lot of things that I just typed in. Anyway, that's kind of programming for you. You got to do a bunch of testing. So anyway, the next one we'll do is going to be this employee management type system. But for now, this one's done.